Hey everyone, how are you today? It's your host, Kristin Collins, and welcome back to another little snack side episode of Eat the Fucking Food. I am here alone today because I am having some major technical difficulties. I cannot get my internet connection to work with the amazing and informative guest I wanted to interview for you today. And so I thought, you know what? Maybe this is the universe presenting me an opportunity. And I hopped on anyway because today we're going to talk about what happens when your life goes sideways and you're trying to be dedicated to healthy habits and a healthy lifestyle. So that is what we're going to talk about today, because instead of just closing up my computer and not recording anything and then being a week behind or maybe 2 weeks behind scheduling this podcast based on how many other guests I can line up, I decided, okay, it's time for me to pivot. Let's get on there. Kristin, you know what you're talking about. You know what to do. And I'm going to record this episode for you. What does that have to do with your nutrition? Well, here's the thing. So many people come to me and they want to learn finally how to eat. They want to learn how to fuel their body so they can start thriving and not merely surviving. They want to feel better in their body, but they sign up with me for coaching. And sure enough, life happens. Something pops up. Maybe it's work. Maybe it's a relative who is not feeling great and you need to go take care of them. Maybe it's kids whose sports schedules or band schedules or just schedules, throw a wrench in the works of what you want to eat, when you want to eat, and what you think is the healthiest way to do it. And let me tell you, that's life. That is going to happen to every single one of you. It has happened to me. It happened on this freaking podcast, and we're not going to let that stop us anymore. We are going to still eat the fucking food, and we're going to do the things that are good for our bodies in ways that are manageable and sustainable, even when life becomes a shit show on a regular basis. Okay, so first, stop giving up on yourself. Things are always going to be crazy. There is no good time. I don't know how many times I have told someone that who's reached out to me, I really want to work with you, but I have a vacation coming up, but the holidays are coming up, but summer's coming up, but, right? That's your life. Hey, that is your life. I hate to say it, it's not going to calm down. Most likely, if you are in the thick of it, it is not going to calm down for a long, long time. My children are mostly out of the house. I say that because my youngest is in college and has his own place. So, not in the house, but still, in the house. And you think I'd have so much more time. And I'm still being crazy with all these other things that we do. So things are always going to be crazy. I want you to stop stopping whatever habits you have started to chain together, whatever good nutritional things you are doing just because life gets tough. You don't need to start over every 6 months. Let's get out of that cycle. Let's instead start flipping the mindset. Instead of, I can't do this, I can't do that. What can you do? Because, hey, there's a lot we can do when it comes to eating healthy once we change our definition of what healthy is. If you were like me 10, 15 years ago, you thought eating healthy was being perfect. Raise your hand. I know I can't see you, but raise your hand if you thought eating healthy was being perfect. If it was chicken breast and lettuce, definitely no starchy carbs. If it was never having a cookie, if you know what I mean, those really restrict judgmental things. So we're going to let that go. That's the first thing. We're going to flip our mindset on what is healthy. Healthy is fueling your body in the way it needs to be its absolute best. Whatever that looks like for you. And I've said it before, and I will say it 100 more times on this podcast. That looks different for every person. My healthy is not necessarily your healthy. We have to do what works best for us. And hopefully, when you're listening to this podcast, you're starting to pick up on trends that work for you and letting go of this rigid mentality of what healthy actually means. All right. So, what can you do? You're at a volleyball game weekend. My kids now play volleyball. Those of you any parent out there who is doing anything with any child, whether it's sports or theater or band, that are weekend freaking marathons in a gym somewhere, you are doing the good work. And I get it. Your food choices, unless you are packing a bag, can be limited. But here's the thing I want you to let go. You're going to do the best you can. You're going to do the best you can because that's all anyone can do. And when you start doing the best you can, you really realize that being healthy is not about being perfect. And just letting go of that thinking is probably the healthiest thing you can do for yourself. So, okay, you're in this weird gym cafeteria. Nothing looks really nutritionally dense. First of all, you can find a protein, a carb, and a fat anywhere, right? You do the best you can. So, okay, your choices are fries, a fried chicken sandwich, a cheeseburger, and I bet a lot of you are going, I'm just not going to eat. Well, let's not do that. What is food at its most basic essence? Food is fuel. You don't eat, you're not going to have the energy to cheer on whoever you're there for in a couple hours. You're going to feel horrible. You probably won't sleep well that night. Everything just roller coasters down. So you're going to pick what looks best to you. I'm not even going to tell you. Yeah, if the chicken sandwich is grilled, maybe that's better than a fried chicken sandwich. But if that chicken sandwich that's grilled tastes like rubber and crap, maybe you need a little fried chicken that day. It's a day. It's a weekend. We're going to let that idea of perfection go. But you will try to find balance when you can. This is also when life goes crazy and you're out of control of what you can put on your plate for yourself, that I love to lean in convenient food options, right? This is when a bottle of a protein drink, hey, do it. You're getting your protein. Let's stop being so judgy. This is when some hard-boiled eggs or those meat sticks can be in a pinch. You know, I love whole foods, but let's be honest, we can't all eat whole foods every minute of the day. You do it when you can, and you bless and release when you can't. So the other thing you're going to do, I want you to think about, is if you're constantly going full stop when life, kicks you in the butt, and telling yourself, I'll get back to myself later. I want you to think about this idea. Our health has to withstand the tough times. If the program you're following or the rules you are adhering to aren't sustainable when you are going crazy, that's not really good health either. So maybe you need to step back from some of those rules you've placed on yourself in order to be sustainable. This is another reason why over here on this podcast, I talk about taking small steps to get going. Nothing ever has to be all or nothing to be healthy, but you can always do a little something. Right, you're back in that gym. We're going to keep going with that metaphor. You're back in that gym. You're sitting there. The food options aren't great, but what can you do? I bet there's a water fountain. You can keep yourself hydrated. Good, healthy choice. There we go. You can get up off those horrible bleachers and go for a walk. Maybe you walk around the parking lot. Maybe you walk just up and down the sideline, walk the hallways, get moving. I'm not saying you have to walk the entire day, but build in some movement breaks. I don't know. Are they playing great music between sets or laps or races? Have some joyful movement, a term I just heard in the book of Jen Huber, who I was supposed to be interviewing today, but my internet has gone crazy. Get some joyful movement. Get up and dance. Move those, and get the blood moving. That's all we're looking for. If you are looking for health, these are the things that you can do, and you can do them wherever. So ask yourself, be honest with yourself. If you are letting go of everything every time things go nuts, And hey, if your life is like mine or like family members I know or like some of my clients, things go nuts like at least once a month. And if we keep just stopping and throwing in the towel and talking horrible to ourselves during those times, life is going to feel a lot harder. You're going to opt into probably making decisions that aren't healthy for you. And it just becomes this never ending cycle of getting all in and then all out and all in and all out. So we're going to let that go. All right. So I'm taking my own advice now and we're ending this episode. Yeah, it's not as long as most of them. And I'm feeling a little guilty about that. And part of me almost just hit the delete on everything I've talked to you about so far. But then I stopped. I took a long breath that my producer will edit out and realized that, you know what, for today, this is good enough. And some days, that's all we got. Thank you for listening today. Thank you for staying with me on this journey. I am so grateful for everyone who's reached out about episodes and what you've learned. If there's a topic we haven't hit yet, and granted, we are just getting started, I really want to hear from you about what you want me to dive into. Think of me as your conduit for information. I will go find it for you. I will find that expert. We will talk about it on this podcast. Go over to Instagram. I'm at Kristin, Kristin, Kristin R. Collins, and shoot me a DM and be like, hey, I really want you to dive into this. Hey, here's an issue I'm really struggling with, or this is what's stopping me from eating the freaking food. And I will go find that for you. If you have a chance, give me a like, give me a follow, give me a review, and I will see you next time on Eat the Fucking Food.